Delilah Lobo.
Honorable Governor's address. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister and our government for the smooth, the way they handled the exposition of the sacred relics of St. Francis Xavier. This is a testimony of the state's capability to undertake such major programs and present a great example of communal harmony. On behalf of all the Goans, I would really like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister and all the officers present there and his entire cabinet, the way how smoothly the exposition was handled. The total FDI, foreign direct investment equity inflow for the state of Goa from October 2019 to September 2024 is USD 174.79 million. This has been possible due to investor-friendly policies of our government. I would really congratulate our Honorable Chief Minister and our Honorable Industries Minister. This is the first time any government has come up with a scheme like Swaympurna Mitras, where they go regularly to each panchayat to explain the schemes. And they work so tirelessly. So I really thank all our Swaympurna Mitras for their service and to see that every eligible beneficiary gets their dues so as to achieve Antodaya. It's the first time a Union Minister for Agriculture, Shri Shivraj Chauhan ji, has come to the state of Goa and interacted with our fellow Goans and fellow Goan farmers. I really thank our Honorable Chief Minister for taking this initiative whereby the Honorable Union Minister had live interaction with our farmers of Goa. Our government has also launched the LIC Bima Sakhi Yojana in the state, especially for our Mahilas. The Bima Sakhis enroll will get specialized training and a guaranteed stipend for 3 consecutive years, in addition to commission of new insurance policies done. On behalf of all the Mahilas who have got enrolled, I really would like to thank our Honorable Chief Minister for taking this initiative. It's the first time our government or any government has launched or any CM has launched CM Helpline, and presently around 7 departments have come under this CM Helpline, where any problem of any Goan gets addressed systematically. And if anybody doesn't know this number, it's 931-9828-581. I congratulate our Honorable Transport Minister for launching the Smart Transit Card under the tagline One Card, Many Destinations, whereby anybody who wants to travel in Kadamba can get this cashless travel across Kadamba Transport Corporation buses, including the Maji bus service. I would, under EDAR, Electronic Detail Accident Report, this scheme, Goa State Interim Compensation to Road Accident Victims 2023, during the year 24-25 up to November 2024, an amount of 94.60 lakh has been disbursed to the immediate kin of 50 victims. So I really thank our Honorable Transport Minister and our Honorable Chief Minister. Goa is the foremost state implementing 100% direct benefit transfer benefits to around 166 schemes, of which 61 schemes are centrally sponsored and 105 schemes are state sponsored schemes. So the beneficiary gets whatever benefit they have to get directly into their account. To ensure timely help and support, Women Helpline toll-free number 1091 and WhatsApp helpline number 7875756177 is functioning round the clock at PCR in collaboration with Women and Child Protection Unit. Besides, I really thank all those who are involved in this pink force, all our lady constables who give timely help to all the ladies who are in distress. We also have a Goa State Women Commission who address all the problems of the ladies in distress. I really thank Honorable Chief Minister and congratulate him for conducting International Film Festival of India, 55th International Film Festival of India, where we gave such a big stage to our Goan film producers as well as the national and international film fraternity. I also thank our Honorable Health Minister for conducting mega health camps in each and every constituency, and especially in my constituency. Under the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, infection control kits are provided to reduce spread of TB in community. My request to all the Goans, when we employ the labor force who are coming from outside the state, please see that you all do this labor card and see that they are not carrying this TB, because it's in fact contagious, and in turn we Goans can get it from them. The Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme has disbursed 3.10 crore to self-help groups enterprises for purchasing raw material, equipment and machinery in the current financial year up to November 2024. So on behalf of all the ladies from self-help group, I really would like to thank Minister, RDA Minister and Chief Minister for this initiative. And in the current financial year, the government is targeting 11,000 self-help group members under umbrella of Lakpati initiative. I would request all our ladies from self-help group to take this benefit. Goa has been awarded the first place under the small states category in the State Food Safety Index of the FSSAI for the 5th consecutive year. So I really congratulate our Health Minister and our FDA department for securing this place. And my only request to the department is go to each and every supermarket, and wherever it is written as organic or anything, you know, we want to buy whatever is organic. We are health conscious and we pay 3 times or 4 times more than the actual price for these organic, so-called organic products. So I would request the FDA department to go and check in each and every supermarket and see whatever is called as organic, whether it is really organic or no, so that the end consumer is not fooled, saying that it's state to have Directorate of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and all the 10 government ITIs functioning under it is ISO certified. The Prime Minister Vishwakarma Yojana, the flagship scheme of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has revived our traditional businesses, paving a way for the brighter future of our government. Prioritizes inclusivity in the sports ecosystem, be it Fit Goa and Inclusive Goa. This has been proved through the organization of the International Purple Festival, the 24th National Para Swimming Championship held in October 2024 brought together 518 para-athletes from across the country showcasing their spirit. Our double-engine Sarkar has ensured Goa's remarkable progress over the past 5 years in infrastructure, be it roads, bridges, airports and ports connectivity. I really would like to thank Honorable Chief Minister, for taking this initiative and taking our Goa towards progress and development. As far as solid waste management facility at Saligaon and Kakora is concerned, especially Saligaon, we are taking waste from April 2024 to December 2024. This shows our government's seriousness as far as cleanliness of our state is concerned. I once again thank our Honorable Governor for his address and congratulate our Chief Minister along with all his cabinet members and wish them all the very best to take our Goa to a higher state of progress and development. Thank you, Speaker, sir.
Honorable Member Carlos.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to support my amendments to the speech of the Honorable Governor dated 6 February 2025. First, I reiterate the amendments proposed by me in writing. With regards to law and order, it's not merely detection of crime, which the percentage which is given by the Honorable Governor, but it is also intelligence and prevention of crime. The Honorable Governor has failed to mention that there is growing intolerance in the state with clear indications of clear tacit support by the government. Cases of communal hatred and violence are on the rise. I have a particular case in hand which is an FIR which is registered at the Mapsa police station, which is FIR number 162 of 2024, where a bunch of hooligans, I will use this word hooligans, claiming to be members of the Bajrang Dal, in the late night of the hours, entered into the house of a Muslim family in Mapsa, claiming that they had beef in their house. And they trespassed into that house along with the police. I've charged that even the police trespassed because they had no warrant. And they went, opened the fridges, opened the cupboards and opened places, despite there being women, despite there being children, and took out things, items, and said that that was beef. And what happens? A Panchanama is conducted by the police. The police have no power to conduct such a Panchanama. Those goons take these Muslim people behind the house, beat them up, not to have it shown on the camera, and shockingly, the police arrest these victims in whose house they were trespassed. And they register an FIR. And this FIR is under sections 271, 280 of the BNS Act and section 8 of the Goa Animal Preservation Act. Honorable Speaker, I want to make one statement which is good not just for Goa, but all over the country. I have a right to eat what I want, and I have a right to keep what I want in my fridge or in my home, as long as it is not prohibited, like wild animals or something like that, except that I have every right to choose what I can eat, what I can dress, and what I can drink. These people were arrested, taken in, and these sections were imposed. And I'm going to just tell what the sections are. Section 271 is negligent act likely to spread disease dangerous to life. For this, there are so many decisions which say that if you are spreading an infectious disease like TB or anything like that, you should have it. You just can't be picked up. Even in times of COVID, people were being picked up from the road and being put inside and they were being prosecuted. The High Court has quashed all these FIRs and these prosecutions by saying, unless you prove that they had some disease which they were spreading, you cannot charge them for it. This FIR collapses. The other one is making atmosphere noxious to health. This can happen only when there is a chemical release or there is some kind of gas which is being released in negligent situation. And that too, it can only be a fine. Under the Animal Preservation Act 95, there is a competent authority who can come and raid a house. That competent authority are only those designated veterinary officers. Even the police is not conferred with this power. And because there is a reason for it. And if it is not conferred, this kind of seizure which has been done is completely illegal. These goons who had trespassed in the night, invaded the privacy of this family, women were being disturbed, children were being pulled out. This was completely wrong. And finally, the FDA report came saying that there was no beef and there was no beef product. These attempts where they went along with the police and the police happily go along with them is contrary to Supreme Court directions. And this should not have happened. The police must remain neutral spectator. They need to assess, and I'm surprised that the PSI made a panchanama saying that 1 or 2 dry items was beef. How did he know it was beef? Did he taste it? I doubt he tasted it. Even if I taste any meat, I won't know if it is beef, it is mutton, or whether it's something else. So therefore, I don't know how did he know. He was making a false panchanama with an intention of keeping these people inside and making sure they don't get bail, and then churning up communal sentiments, which is completely wrong. Incidents of this type bring bad name to our state and bad name to the police force. Strong action needs to be taken, not just against these trespassers, but also against the police. And if the police if the higher-ups in the police don't take action, this matter, I assure Honorable Speaker, will end in the court, because we need to protect the constitutional rights and the statutory rights of each and every individual, irrespective of religion. You will see, Honorable Speaker, that we have been having cases of rise of communal tension. This is going on in a systematic manner. It seems to be a pattern being played out across the country, but I'm speaking about Goa because we speak about incidents and Sankwal. Every time the feast of St. Joseph Vaz is coming, there is this kind of tension which is brewing up. And people who are coming forward, most of them, with great respect I say, are not even from Goa or not even Goans. And they are coming and creating this situation. If we have this kind of a situation where people are attacking one another on this basis, we will also be affected internationally, and we will lose out, not about people coming, even our tourists will not be coming here. There is also another new fad, a new fashion, where we have intolerance, with people who are running to file FIRs because somebody made a statement. It's not that every statement, because I don't like it, I go and register an FIR. For this, you have to have something which makes out an offense. It's not because I oppose A or I oppose B, you have an FIR. And who are strangers to register an FIR? If I have been insulted, I have the right to file an FIR. If I've been defamed, I have a right to file an FIR. Not somebody else, not my neighbor, not my gardener, not somebody else from some other place, locality, come and say that my image has been hurt. This is completely wrong. And freedom of speech and expression is becoming a casualty. You can see a large number of attacks in the form of FIRs being made against activists. Activists are those very people who are voicing concerns of the people. And this is a means to try to silence the activists. That is why these things are being held. There was an excise scam in Perne, which the Honorable Governor did not even refer. I don't know why it was. In reply to LAQ 16A, dated 6th February 2024, that was a LAQ, starred LAQ which I had asked. I asked about this Perne matter, and the